Well, it's kind of breezy today. I'm out at one of my favourite local walks because we posted something up on our Instagram account a couple of days ago about how good it is walking with your rucksack on the little tracks close to your home, and that kind of prepares you for those big adventures that you might do on the weekend, whether that's a through hike. Oh, the surf's cranking today. Have a look at this. Some nice swell. So this is the start of the coast track, or what the locals call Crackneck. It's a walk that goes from East Bateau Bay all the way up towards Forries Beach, probably at one of the highest points on the Central Coast, but it's along the coastline, so this is kind of your view out to the left on the way up and on the right on the way back. But I thought I'd give you a nice little tour of my favourite place to walk close by home. It's about a 10-minute drive here from my place, and this is probably one of the best tracks that I walk on. Em's using the vest today, I'm using the bag. There'll be no tradies working on the coast today. Still surprises me how many times we go walking in places where there's a lot of walkers and you don't see a lot of vests.
Yeah.
Like, I think like in business, when you look at total addressable market and even how many vest manufacturers there are in Australia now, after the little boom, like, you would still be lucky to see even 1% of walkers with a vest on. Yeah, I'll be interested to see if we see one today. When was the last time you walked up here? Oh, twice in 1 week. It is a good spot. The big termite nest. Hey, how are you? As you can see, lots of people are friendly here. Nice friendly place to walk. And East Bateau Bay, which is the suburb that surrounds this walk, is quite a little tightly held enclave, isn't it? It's definitely seen a massive spike in real estate prices since we moved up here. It doesn't have its own suburb though, it's still classed as Bateau Bay. But there's a very big difference between east side Bateau Bay and west side Bateau Bay, both in just its location and its demographic, which is very much reflected in the real estate price. So I don't think you would get entry level in East Bateau Bay. It'd be at least 2. And if you want something that's in a prime location and that is a bit of a stunner, you're probably paying up to 5. So yeah, it's a nice suburb. We've never lived here.
No. Close.
Kind of close, yeah. We lived
pretty close.
Yeah, we kind of like where you don't see neighbours. There's not many suburbs on the Central Coast that offer that opportunity. Yeah, and we've got the benefit of being in kind of like a green belt, but also being probably a 10-15 minute walk down to the beach. So that's the, no, we never walk, we drive, and it's a 2-minute drive, and we usually drive to Terrigal. Our closest beach would be Wombrel, but we don't really like Wombrel Beach particularly. It's a bit steep, a bit dumpy.
No coffee there.
Yeah, no coffee. So we tend to head to Terrigal and do a walk along the boardwalk and up to the Skillion. Just a nicer walk. And then you get the bonus of having some coffee and the occasional sweet treat.
Hang on a second. Is this what I think it is? Is this a sweet treat? Because it looks like a sweet treat and it smells like a sweet treat. So I'm going to try it and just see if it is a sweet treat. It is. I knew it. It was a sweet treat the whole time. I knew it was a sweet treat.
And so these houses along this strip get access to this track, and then also look out towards Lake Macquarie and Tuggerah Lake, actually Tuggerah Lake, sorry, not Lake Macquarie, Tuggerah Lake, and have a nice little mountain vista. So not a bad place to do a house there, but you're looking over 100 roofs to get your vista. What weight vest are you wearing today, Bo? Yeah, I like the 5. It's just a good egg. And so does everybody else, being that probably 80% of our sales are 5 kilo vests.
Well, it's perfect because it's good if you just want to, like if you're not quite ready for it, you just make your walk shorter. But if you're past it, then you add intensity with hills and stairs.
Yeah.
So
you can always make a lighter ruck harder.
that's it.
Which you will test that theory out when we reach the stairs. They've done some nice boardwalks through here. There's no mountain biking allowed through here either, right?
No.
It's purely for foot traffic.
Yeah.
No dogs, no bikes. There used to be a coffee van and stuff up here, but it's not here anymore. But this is where people come, really popular spot for whale watching and hang gliding. So this is like the first little pit stop. We're about 1.2 k's from the starting point, and that washy bit there is where we started, where all the surfers were, and beyond that is Shelley Beach. That cleared section there is Shelley Beach Golf Course. Then you go out to like Taroom Bay, juts back in. Then you've got Magenta Shores on the other side, just there.
Entrance.
At the north entrance, which is another golf resort.
And the lighthouse at the end.
And then yeah, and Nora Head Lighthouse is the one right at the very end. This is where most of the whale watching happens. A couple times a year when they're heading north or south, you usually get a very, very, very good view from up here. And this is where there's the runway where all the paragliders and hang gliders launch from. Here we go. Crackneck Lookout, hang gliding and paragliding launch site. So we're at 380 feet above sea level. Not kind of the sport I'd be that into, What about you, Em? You'd be into giving some
If I had to choose between
paragliding?
that and parachuting, I'd probably hang glide.
Yeah, for sure. All right, this is the second part of the coast track. So that's where we're going, to the Warrabalong Lookout. This is about another 1.5 k's from here, and then from there you can go down to Forries, but you get a really good view of Forries, and we should see some really good surf. So this is what they class as a grade 3. This is what I've got to learn a little bit more as I go and do some cool hikes, what all of the grading is. So for me, I would class this walk as fairly easy, like easy to mid.
Yeah.
There's a couple of little climby bits which get the heart rate jacked, particularly if you're wearing a ruck. But I think you could come out here and just walk it.
Yeah.
Like most people could just come out and walk it quite easily.
Yeah.
You need to bring trail snacks and hydration because there's no, was there bubblers back there? No, there's no bubblers at all.
There's no toilets either.
And there's no
Where we
toilets.
started, there was.
Ah,
That's
yes.
the only point.
Yeah, there's actually, where we started, near East Bateau Bay there, there's a block of toilets. That tree looks like it's been there. That was the first tree planted.
All the kids climb on it.
Yeah, when our kids were little, they used to have fun climbing there. That was like a little stop. But yeah, this is where it moves from a bitumen path to mostly granite, like,
Yeah, and sand.
and
Oh,
sand,
yeah.
kind of compressed because
Okay.
everyone's been, hey, how are you? Everyone's been trampling it forever. And you do get little exposed rocks, so you always got to keep an eye out for them. They're the ones that I usually trip up on when I'm trying to do videos or vlogs. These are bottle brushes. Look at that dead one. Oh yeah, what's that? Is that a black boy? There might be a more PC way of calling, but they were known as black boys when we were on the way up. Yeah, I'll find a species name and put it up, but they're good looking things, and I think they were protected. And I remember as a kid, you'd see guys selling them out the back of vans at servos, and I'm sure they were doing it illegally. But
They're expensive because they grow slow.
yeah, and everybody wanted black boys in their backyard. They're hard to capture, butterflies.
When you come through, it must be early summer, all the flannel flowers are out through here.
Oh yes, I got some actually I got some pictures that I can put on. Yeah, we did.
Normally through this top section here.
Actually, that was the last time I was here. We did a ruck club.
These ones.
Yeah. That look, isn't it amazing the difference between what they look like there and what they look like when they're in full bloom? Yeah, we came up here with Sarah and the F45 crew. Yeah, look at that, that's out west. So that's looking out towards like the Vales,
Yeah.
Killarney
yeah,
Vale,
they're-
Berkeley Vale, Tuggerah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a pretty great spot, the Central Coast, because you just have such a diversity of mountains and bushland. Like it's kind of like you can get a green and a blue change and a sea change all at once. So there's a big, the cell tower, that's where we end up at the end there. It's so hard to capture. And this is a set of stairs that has a well-earned rest chair at the top of on the way back. Someone out for a joyride. Sometimes you'll see them do some acrobatics out here, which is cool. Let's upgrade this walk to a moderate walk. Like I was saying, easy in regards to like a bush track because it's very groomed, and like when you go down to Budai, it's a little bit more tricky. But yeah, but if you were just looking at it from comparing the walk to the walk, yeah, you cannot wear thongs, or you could, but you wouldn't enjoy it very much. And yeah, like Em said, cruisy lake walk around the bays, and the entrance is probably what you would class as easy. So you could have flip-flop as like an easy walk. You could have, yeah, like even hockers with no grip. That could be like your lake walk. And then you got your trail running shoes for something like this. Look at that. Water's so clear today. Yeah, and then we'd have like full-blown hiking boots for something quite brutal. Oh, there's that house. Sorry. Yeah, I know. Yeah. That house there, which is kind of in a, like it's a nice spot, but there's no ocean views. Like it's been for sale quite a few times since we moved to the coast. Nah, and I think there's a macadamia farm on it, but it usually is advertised for like between 6 and 10 million, which I kind of get it. It's cute and it's in a nice sunny block, but yeah, it's a crazy amount of land, right? Like it's probably the biggest acreage as close to the beach as you can get, but it doesn't have the benefit of having views of the beach. Woo. This is where Emma regrets wearing a weighted vest. Never. One step at a time. Oh, bush turkey. See the bush turkey? You see heaps of them up here, and they scratch and build big nests. Kind of the turnaround point, although we go up a little bit further. But like, how's that for a view? You have your whale information, your humpback, your orcas, and your right whales. But yeah, this is a really, really good place to watch the whales. And then if you go around the corner here a little bit, you get a good little view down to Forries. And there should be some good surf down there, I would think. There's that phone tower that we pointed out before. We're right underneath it. Probably copping some radiation. Yeah, this is, look at the surf at Forries. This is this is called Forresters Beach, this little cove here, and it's got some really nice bommies out, wherein it's really big sort of cyclone swell. All the boys get out with their jet skis and tow in. You've got Forresters Beach, then Spoon Bay, which is another national park that crosses over like a lagoon to Wombi Beach, and then around there, that's the Skillion, that little peak that you see there. That's where I was saying we walk, and then that other big peak up the top there, that's Copacabana. We don't spend much time up there. I don't know if there's any good trails. I might do some research to see if there's some trails at Copa, and maybe we'll do a video down there one day. But yes, beautiful day. Like we said, there's not, oh, there's a big jet up there. Look at that, you can't even hear it. It's like a commercial airline. But there's not one cloud in the sky anywhere. Took us right on half an hour, not setting any world speed records, just taking it easy. The distance is 2.25 Ks. And this is the place where you turn around and come back, or you head down that track there, and that takes you down Cobbity Hill into Forresters Beach, towards the beach that I just showed you. All right, time to head back. Do your hands get puffy when you?
My knuckles.
Mine do the same. Look at that. That looks like 54-year-old hands. I get puffy hands whether I'm rucking or not rucking. Like, it doesn't matter. Even if I'm walking, I still get, like, you want to be holding your arms up a little bit. So when I got this bag in and I'm not filming, I tend to hook my hands, I'll show you, through my shoulder strap like that. This is a good little cove here, hey? It's probably the nicest little bit along the whole stretch. You very rarely see people fishing Yeah.
Kind of walk all the way around. Like there's good fishing at the beach there.
Yeah, true. All right, this is probably the challenging bit of the way back. And this is definitely the spot that you want to pay attention, because if you trip up on these metal platforms or stairs, it would be like a cheese grater on your knees. Yup. Spicy. Hey mate, how are you? Yeah, good. Gotta love smiley runners. I think runners are a weird bunch. No, like, from my experience, like, you either got the very like happy, you know, yelling out to you from the other side of the street, hey mate, or you have those that are like, yeah, but I think they're just like, they just don't want to be bothered. Like, they're like, don't look at me, don't talk to me, I'm trying to beat my segment time on Strava, kind of thing. And there's no real in between. So I definitely find hikers and walkers, except for that one, to be way more friendly. There's a chopper, I can't see it. Be over the water somewhere. Ah, there it is. You might see glimpses of it through there. It's white. Ooh. We are back to the start, and it is just over 4.5 k's. Nice leisurely stroll with a bit of a sit down at the halfway point. On the way back is about an hour, and good thing about this walk is you're pretty close to a lot of cool cafes, so we're going to grab some lunch, perhaps.
Yes, and coffee.
And coffee. And we'll see you on the next one.
See you next time.